I found a very underrated and underused non-meta merc that was going under many player radar. The merc that you see here is only costed me 150 chaos. It can take down Uber Cortex while my character and my gems is way under level than it should be. This is my take on the newest Ascendancy Luminary. This gives us a taste how broken is the aura bots in reality, because most of the time, you know, the players is not even playing aura bots, right? Because normally you would need a friend, right? But come on, friend, right? What's up guys, Pidget here. My main goal was, before pushing it more expensive version, to make the build accessible for everyone with limited budget. And the results is speaking for themselves. I was doing tier 16 maps while my character was level 74 with under level gems. And at level 84 attempted an Uber boss and it was a breeze. There's a lot of mechanics to cover with this build, and I want to, before we starting, to give a shout out for Ruetoo for the base idea, and this is where I got this idea as well, to use the Oakgyre unique scepter. And the reason we're using this, because this weapon has a very huge amount of critical strike chance. As you can see here, 14% currently. It depends on your role, and of course, if you're purchasing a better role, it will be more expensive, but honestly, losing out 5% crit chance instead of the 100% is not a big deal in my opinion. And why we need the crit chance on this weapon? Because we're not using any sort of weapon, we're not even attacking that much, just only we're using our smite. And the reason why we need it, because destructive link. And as you can see here, the main reason we're using that, link target's main hand critical strike chance is equal to yours. And basically that means, guys, so if we reaching a very high amount of critical strike chance on our attack, so literally you can open your character sheet and you will see your character critical hit chance here. So currently I have 66% crit chance with an under leveled precision here, and this will go up even further if I getting a level 21. And basically you will give a 66% base critical chance for your merc. And why is that is important? Because your merc has this offensive stat, 156% increased critical strike chance. So basically your merc has a 100% critical hit chance, and no matter what is happening, so basically that's why we need to use this weapon. And this is where our merc base critical chance and the base damage is coming from. And the other mechanic is, that is the Hand of Pharisee. That is, honestly, I think it's very common knowledge at this point if you was playing a Luminary or attempted to play it. So basically the only reason why we're using it, because it gives us aura effect, that is very important, and also our link targets, so our merc, it will using our auras as well, and it will using our auras even if we not close to him. So basically if our merc for some weird reason is outside in Narnia, or I don't know, he will also be getting all of the aura benefits that we have, because otherwise your merc will just die on its own, because he doesn't have that much avoidance, he doesn't have that much damage and so on, because you basically an aura bot, right? So that is the entire build. And speaking about auras, so basically giving him and for us a pretty of elements, haste, determination, discipline, and temple shield. This is just for us, and we're using here enlighten. So basically this is the auras that we giving to the merc and for ourselves. And also we using here generosity support with Vret. And as you can see here, by the way guys, all of my gems is under leveled. So basically this build is kind of crazy, especially if you thinking my character is still level 85, as you can see here. And basically I was able to took down at level 84 Uber boss. So I hope this build is showing to you how strong it is. And basically, so guys, we giving our merc a very fat Vret aura, even if our merc has one, because the stronger aura we are getting overwrited his aura. So basically that's why we can use this one. And the rest of the item, guys, so as I mentioned guys, the main reason I wanted to do this build, because I wanted to give you guys a low budget version. So basically my helmet and my body armor is a very basic and cheap as well. So you can literally just check out Val Regalia and the Mind Cage. This is literally was costing very little, because honestly everybody just running around with the best bases, right? So that is normal, but on a lower budget, that was my take on it. And you can see I have 6.7k energy sheet. I'm not saying it's insane or anything, but honestly honestly guys, this is more than enough because your Merc will just literally kill everything in sight. So basically you don't need to worry about that one either. And here I have a ring as well, a little bit you know, maximum energy shield int, because by the way, you don't need to worry about your resistances at all, because literally I can remove almost all of my gear. Literally only maybe my gloves can be in, and maybe my ring, and we will still have capped resistances. As you can see here, I have way over capped resistances, so we don't need to worry about elemental weakness or any sort of resistance reduction that we could get on ourselves by mapping. So basically we have a super overcap, so basically you can just ignore all of the resistance modifiers on your items pretty damn easily and just fit in a lot of energy shield, and basically that's it. And I'm using here a full bone hope of all unique ring, and that is giving us increased global defenses, that is providing us armor and energy shield at the same time, which is pretty damn welcome in this build because already we have very low amount of energy shield, although with the high budget I will have much more. Now is the passive tree. So once again, the passive tree, this part is, I was seeing Ruetoo was using something similar, but honestly I think majority of the Luminary builds is using something like that, because that is just, I mean, almost too obvious to not use this one, right? So only the new, for me, it was the Mycot of the Meek, because honestly, guys, I already forget this unique jewel is even exist. This was very way back when I was used last time. And so basically that was used new for me. And we using here the intuitive leap for the charisma and the small reservation node. And down here, we using an impossible escape jewel with the leader of the pack and this small reservation wheel. This is how we can fit in all of the auras pretty damn easily, and of course we're using here a rook graft of treachery, so basically all of the auras will apply to enemies as well, but we were getting a lot of reservation for exchange, which is very welcome for this build, especially in this low budget. And I'm using here, guys, a small passive cluster jewel with mono reservation efficiency, and you need 25% increased effect, and basically that's it. That is so easy to craft, guys, by yourself, literally just alteration spamming, regaling it, and you aiming to not hit any sort of notable on it, and basically you will have a lot of reservation from this one. And we're using enduring composure because I was wanted to have a little bit more tonkiness, and this is how we getting into the build. Endurance charges pretty damn easily because we were taking some hit by mapping, so this will have 100% uptime. And now the block chance, guys. So we using Aegis Aurora, guys, right? So Aegis Aurora and armor, so that is, I think, a very old tech at this point, and we need to cap our block chance, right? That is very important, guys. And while I'm standing still in my hideout, I have almost block chance cap, only missing a tiny bit of block chance on my attack damage block, and basically that's it. Now how we reaching that? First thing first, we using here Veteran Defender, Riot Cooler. And the same here as well, as you can see here, and this is will provide you a lot of attack damage block chance. And honestly, this was, I think, the most expensive item in this build. So basically it was 2 divine and 2 divine, and basically this is how you can cap your block chance. And we're using 2 replica recklessness defense, as you can see here and here, because the elemental ailments immune. So basically this is not doing anything for us. So basically this is how we can cap our block chance. The Luminary Ascendancy, so with these big circles, so of course you taking the noble blood, you taking here the legendary arms, and we taking here legendary amulets, rings, and helmets, and Oath of Fealty. So basically your link will have infinite duration, because if you not using this notable, you will have like 10 second or 12 second long link duration, which is would be kind of annoying to use on your Merc every single time, right? Speaking about Merc, guys, so here is the Mercenary. Once again, these items, I was taking inspiration from Ruetoo about this one as well. So once again, I'm shouting out for him for that one. And basically that you looking on here, you using a Paradoxica, because this weapon is literally has double damage built in and also penetration. And basically this is the two two things that you care about this, and basically the third node, so like accuracy rating or whatever, is absolutely not matters. Of course, it would be best if you getting attack speed on this one, but that was way over my budget, my planned budget. So that was like 10 divine, I think, and this was like 50 chaos or 100 chaos, so it was pretty damn cheap. And we're using two taming here, as you can see here, because we will applying, or Merc will applying literally all of the elemental elements, because our Merc is using the Wild Strike, and we arrived for the skills of the Merc. So basically our Merc is using the Wild Strike. I'm not understanding why not more people was using this, because honestly this is such a fun ability when your Merc is using it. So basically your Merc will release an icy wave exploding the enemies, or just using arc and literally chaining off screen. So it's kind of crazy. And the super gems we using on this one are that cold damage, cold penetration, greater elemental damage with attacks, greater hypothermia, and multi-strike. Although I think the main thing that you need multi-strike, hypothermia, and greater elemental damage with attacks, and the rest is whatever, because this Merc also can get like odd lightning damage, I think, and also some sort of elemental weakness on hit. That is not that good, because we're already providing for him the elemental weakness. Very important, you need to get static strike, because otherwise your Merc will never ever will use the Wild Strike, because the static strike I think has a built-in cooldown, or your Merc will not using it again till the buff is running out. So if you ever used the static strike, it has like a 4-second long duration, and with the more duration support that your Merc has, it goes up to like 5 or 6 seconds, and basically your Merc will use outside of your static strike your Wild Strike. So basically this will be your single target ability, and I'm using here dash, and basically that's it, because the Wrath we providing him the Wrath, so that is not matters, and Herald of Ice just for the explosions. Inspiring Karai, I think that is basically almost every single Merc, I think, and this is providing us for us damage and for our Merc as well. So basically that is a pretty damn good on this one. And also I'm using, guys, Animate Guardian with the good old setup with Dying Breath, Leercast, Full Spelt, and Southbound, and of course Legacy of Fury, and basically that's the setup on this one. But honestly, guys, the Animate Guardian sometimes is just dying left and right, so I already give him more minion life, but honestly it's not really that much, but don't worry, because you can just resummon in your hideout. If you're pressing your Animate Guardian, he will wait here for you, although you cannot use on the same map as your Animate Guardian die. And now our links, guys. So basically we was already talking about the body armor links, so I will just hover over once again so you can see it. In the gloves I'm using Precision, Stormblast Mine, and Minefield support. So basically you will need to use this one on like Uber bosses, okay? Just only on Uber bosses. Do not even bother on like normal map bosses, because your Merc will just literally 2 or 3 tap the boss, so it's not really matters. Don't worry about this. And here we're using minion life and Animate Guardian, and using elemental weakness. In the shield we're using shield charge, faster attack, and Frostblink. In the helmet, generosity support and Wrath. In the weapon, Smite and Destructive Link. And basically that's it for now, guys, because honestly we could put here like cost run damage taken setup, or just put in a Spectre setup as well. But honestly, if our Animate Guardian is dying that much, then I would be not expecting or Spectres will not die either. So I don't know, I need to test out that one. I hope you will enjoy this build. Honestly, I did not expect this will be that fun. So the amount of damage your Merc is dealing is kinda crazy, and also you still hearing the shattering sounds because of the icy wave and the Herald of Ice explosions, and that is pretty damn cool to play. And also your gameplay looks like this, so you literally just shield charging around while your Merc is just killing everything instantly, and it's kinda crazy. Honestly, I don't know, guys, if they will not nerfing this one or these interactions, but honestly this gives us a taste how broken is the aura bots in reality, because most of the time, the players is not even playing aura bots, right? Because normally you would need a friend, right? But come on. friend, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any question, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/project2 or on my YouTube channel here as well, while I'm streaming as well. Thanks for watching. I was Project. See you next time.